first daughter, you conceived via IVF.
Yes.
When did you realise then you're like, okay, this isn't happening for us?
Oh my God, I reckon we tried to have a baby for like 6 years.
Wow.
Like 6 or 7 years. And I tried everything, you know, like, I think because I didn't know anyone who had done IVF, right? And no one really spoke about IVF. It was kind of something that celebrities did when they were 50 that you kind of, you know, you heard about. It wasn't, I don't know, even though it wasn't that long ago, it wasn't spoken about so openly. And so I didn't pursue it sooner, which looking back I think is crazy. You know, 6 or 7 years to be like going, oh, let me take a tea, let me try some mushroom soup, let me try acupuncture, let me try, like I tried everything. I would go through these periods of time where I'd be like, okay, now I'm charting, now I'm, you know, and because I felt like it was my fault, you know, I really took it on myself. I really felt like I was letting the team down, you know, and then, you know, it's like people say to you, oh, you know, just don't think about it too much. Then people say, no, you should think about it a lot and focus on it. And it's like, and then it feels like everyone around you is just they're falling pregnant. They're not even trying. They're like, oh my God, I didn't even try. And I'm like, and you're like, oh my God. And it was so painful, you know.
I bet it would be. 6 to 7 years is a long time because it's very consuming when you want a baby. It's all you think about.
It's all you think about, and you're spending all night, like you're up Googling, like, let me buy some fertility watch, let me, you know. And it was like, okay, and you'd have these periods of like, okay, maybe I'm being too full on about it. Okay, I'll have a little break. Okay, let me just not worry about it too much. But it's always in the back of your mind. You're always, every time your period turns up, you're like,
of course,
okay, you know. And then eventually, Marcus had been trying to actually talk me into IVF for a while, and I really, I don't know, I just couldn't get my head around it. I couldn't, it was almost like I was accepting failure. I felt like it was, and it was stupid. Like, you know, it's funny because once I started it, I thought, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't understand why I was being so, I don't know, so hard on myself about it, you know. Anyway, so eventually I was on this big work trip, and he said to me, and I was going away for a couple of weeks, and he was like, take some time and really think about it. He said, because we're starting to get to the pointy end, you know, and he's like, and it's almost like if we don't start to go down this path, we're going to miss it. And then I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like, why am I being so stubborn and so pig-headed about not wanting any help? Anyway, I got back and I was like, okay, I'm in, let's do IVF, you know. And yeah, it's funny, right? You go to the clinic, it's like McDonald's. On a Saturday morning, it's packed. You know, it's packed. It's heaving with people. And it's like, oh my God, I have felt so alone. I felt like I was the only person in the world that couldn't have a baby. But obviously here I am at the IVF clinic and I'm not, you know. And it was almost like once I got there, I was like, oh my God, I don't feel so bad anymore. There's actually a lot of people here. Why don't understand why no one says anything, you know? I think that's why I've always been, you know, I like to be upfront, you know, because I think it's not easy, you know. You spend your life thinking it's going to be, right?
And you spend your whole teen years and early 20s or whatever going, oh my God.
Don't fall pregnant, don't fall pregnant.
So then you think and as a woman you feel like it's your right and it's just going to happen.
Totally.
You know?
And that's what, in a way, I think it's so much better for the next generation. I think those girls will know, they'll know to freeze their eggs at 21 and not 39. You know, they'll know all the stuff that we didn't know, you know.
And what was the process like for you?
It was actually remarkably okay. I had a month off work. I had my sort of annual leave. I did it in January, and so I had a month off. And I really just was like, you know what, I'm just going to be kind to myself, you know. And I think the fact that I wasn't going to work every day made it easier. So I would inject and just, you know, stayed home, watched TV, hung out with Marcus, and just kind of took it easy. And then, and it was fine. Like it was neither here nor there. It was almost, I don't know, it was a very sort of almost non-eventful. I didn't feel too sick. I got a bit bloated, but I actually had quite an okay experience with it. And I went back to work, and then I waited, you know, for the call, and then she rang me and she's like, you know, you're pregnant.
And what was that like after so long?
That was because I had sort of said to myself, it's not going to work the first time. You know, I prepared myself for like, you'll probably do 4 cycles, 5 cycles. You know, this is not going to, you know, this is not going to be a walk in the park, you know. And so when she was like, yeah, you're pregnant, I was like, oh my God, I just burst into tears, you know. I was at my desk, I was just like, oh my God, this is unbelievable, you know. Like I really, I don't know, like it was almost just, I couldn't even, it's hard to imagine, you know, like after so long.
Yeah, it wouldn't almost
you know,
feel real.
It didn't feel real, you know. I mean, I remember before I was pregnant, always like I'd be patting my stomach thinking, oh my God, I wish there was a baby in there, you know. And it's funny, that yearning is so strong.
Isn't it?
It's so deep. It's so, you know, like I'd eat a big lunch and I'd have this like pot belly and I'd be like, I wish that was a pregnancy belly, you know. Like it was really kind of heartbreaking. So when she was like, you're pregnant, I was like, oh my God, this is unbelievable, you know.